Prisoner sues Michigan Department of Corrections after having porn intercepted by guards. Those bastards. Someone's finally standing up for the little guy. No pun intended. Possessing porn in prison might not be as peculiar as it's proposed to be, because popping one out of the weasel every once in a while might just keep a piece of plexiglass from piercing a person's pancreas. An inmate serving a life sentence at a prison in Michigan's Upper Peninsula says his First Amendment rights were violated after guards intercepted pornography that was mailed to him. It's almost refreshing to hear that a group of prison guards can keep something from getting in. Now, only if they can figure out how to keep inmates from getting out. That would be a comeback story for the ages. John Alexander, 57, is seeking $60,000 from the Michigan Department of Corrections after prison guards at Kinross Correctional Facility prevented him from receiving the adult entertainment sent to him. Alexander's friends thought it would be a nice gesture for his birthday when they sent him issues of Foreplay magazine. YKTV, the makers of the magazine, specialize in prison entertainment, a niche market for sure. No judgments here. Me personally, I don't see the issue with him having the magazines as long as he doesn't paint the walls or anything. But my question is, what happens to the magazines if he doesn't get them back? Do they throw them out, or do they end up in the guard's break room table like they probably already are right now? Because for someone that's doing a lot of time or doing life in prison, they want that type of distraction. But for prison guards, distractions all year have been proving to be nothing but problematic. Now, foreplay is not what anyone would consider hardcore pornography, said attorney Todd Perkins, more like a Playboy or Whiskey GQ. Wait a minute, because I find it absolutely hilarious how he can separate the differences in porn like someone who knows what wine goes with fish and what cheese goes with bread. Perkins isn't directly involved in the case, but he did weigh in on the unique lawsuit with few previous examples. That's not uncommon for me to see that and to have seen those type of lawsuits that are currently within the system, and some successfully litigated to completion. He said successfully litigated to completion definitely sounds like a porn term, but when it comes to lawsuits relating to prisoners and pornography, there's only one. It was introduced in the federal system before being dismissed. Damn, he is seriously committed to letting these inmates have their prison porn, whereas I don't disagree at all. He is standing at the top of a mountain shaking his fist to let them all be able to shoot one into the stars. Alexander, who is serving a life sentence for second-degree fleeing from a police officer in Wayne County. I thought he was doing life for murder. How do you get life for fleeing from a police officer? Hopes to turn his suit into a class action case and is recruiting fellow inmates to join him, arguing his is a First Amendment issue. He also authored a protest letter to a corrections officer who replied the directive not to deliver the nudie mags likely came from Lansing. I do not have my applause button no more, but goddammit, give that man all the nudie mags he wants, because I don't know what he did prior to that, but serving a life sentence for running from the police sounds kinda insane to me. Sources close to MDLC speculate the reasons the magazines were intercepted because anything close to depicting sexual violence could incite a security issue. And I see where they're going with that line of thinking, but I disagree, because having the nudie magazines might just take some stress off the inmates. They might make them a little bit less aggressive. And at the end of the day, you're in prison. You're in there with violent offenders. Almost anything can be considered a security risk. A spokesperson with the prison system said they were aware of the complaint, but declined to comment on the case.